The Quiz on podcast is brought to you by the Flamingo Fund, supporting LGBTQ+ projects, organisations and initiatives. To find out more, head to flamingoscoffeehouse.co.uk/the Flamingo Fund.
Hello and welcome back to the Quiz on podcast with me, Alex Mitchell.
And me, Hollie.
This week we're joined by another fantastic guest, a brilliant comedian, and my good friend. Please welcome Lorna Gray.
Woo!
Hi.
Hi, thanks for coming on the podcast. We're very excited to have you.
Thanks for having me.
No, you're very welcome. You're in person with us right now. What would be the perfect drink for you to have in this moment right now with us? That's always our first question. What would be the drink?
I'm drinking it.
I almost said dream drink again.
Yeah.
And every time I say that, we get copyright law. It's an issue for us. So, yeah, not dream drink. What's your liquid of choice?
Stop saying that.
Liquid of choice. I think that's a good segment title. Is she going to have its own jingle at some point?
It's inclusive as well, is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a Diet Coke currently. That's one of my favourite drinks ever. Like, I have to limit myself to one a day, otherwise it's a problem.
Is one a day
How?
not a problem?
No, that's not a problem.
That's capped. Like, if I could, I would drink that instead of water. Every drink.
How many do you think you could drink?
What, in one sitting?
No, the cost of a day. If you were ready.
Because you didn't put a time limit, it's like how many you can drink, like, just in life.
Yeah.
Just how many do you reckon?
I reckon 4 or 5 a day.
A day.
I have to stop at like 4 p.m. or I won't sleep. Then I switch to caffeine-free Diet Coke.
What time?
Showing my age.
What's
Wow. Oh gosh, 7 o'clock, gotta stop, but I get the caffeine
Yeah,
free.
at what time of day do you go to caffeine free?
Literally, post 4 o'clock is usually my...
4 o'clock!
That's early as well,
Yeah.
surely.
Yeah, it
Maybe
is.
that's why I've travelled up from Liverpool today to come do this. I was gigging last night. I got back in about 1 a.m. and had... I've been caffeine free for a very long time. I had a full fat Coke last night because the person I was staying with is all they had in their fridge. And it was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't think I've slept. I feel for a while I was like, have I done cocaine again? Like, is this what this is?
There's a reason
they
they call it Coke, honestly. Like, I joke about this in my comedy, but I am more sensitive to caffeine than I am cocaine these days. Like, it's a thing. It's part of getting older. It's devastating.
That's the cycle of life.
Yeah.
That's what Mufasa was talking about. All
I
those
get more fun out of it.
It's when you go off cocaine and begin on Diet Coke. That's the circle of life.
I've never taken cocaine.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, advice for anyone listening.
Right, you loser.
I just wasn't
No, that is actually quite cool because
Thank you.
everyone does cocaine.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I didn't think we'd be talking about this, so I'm not going to send this to my parents now.
This conversation could go in any direction.
I still have a bit in my stand-up where I talk about how I used to do cocaine, and now I've realised, like, I started trying to look after my body, but I realised that when you start looking after your body is when you stop being cool. Because I genuinely now look at a full-fat yoghurt in the same way that I used to look at cocaine. I shouldn't. That's fucking awful. Like, suddenly I feel like I've become old and I've become boring and it's not good. And
I used to do coke on like a random Wednesday.
Yeah.
And now it's special occasions only. And then I have to plan it. Like, we have to have at least 3 days to recover, which makes it not really worth it either.
On a random Wednesday, do you mean when you were going out, or this is just like...
Yeah. No. I mean, I had a problem, but not like, not like that level.
I used to do cocaine on a Tuesday in Quids Inn prison in Leeds, in Central. It's absolutely awful. But now Tuesday is like spaghetti bolognese. Like, how awful is that? That's so bleak, isn't it?
Listen, you've got to get your dopamine from somewhere.
Yeah. Prison as well. I remember once going to prison and I was with some friends and they'd invited this guy who I'd not met before. And I was like, we're going to prison, and he didn't live in Leeds. And he was like, it's cool, don't worry, I'll finish work, I'll get a taxi. And he booked a taxi to prison, and the taxi driver took him to Armley Prison.
Fucking crazy.
Oh my god.
It was iconic, honestly, it was incredible.
bet there's loads of drugs in there, to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair, that's where they're keeping them all.
Yeah.
The prison was disgusting, wasn't it?
I never went.
You weren't missing anything other than a lot of
It was
flights of
good.
stairs for no reason.
The last time I was in there, I watched a woman get thrown up on.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's-
that's sinking.
They had a really big smoking area though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like huge.
That's why you'd find me on a night out.
Yeah.
And there was very
that
little
was smoking
smoking
area.
going on in the smoking area.
Yeah.
Very little smoking was taking place in the smoking area.
Just me going, kids, you should not do cocaine. I would never do cocaine.
All these little counselling sessions in the back of
Yeah.
prison.
You're better than this.
Categorically, I'm not. I'm in prison on Tuesday.
I first socialise and trying to give people life.
Give them advice.
Honestly, not having done cocaine is a flex. Like,
Thank you.
Yeah, you should actually.
I've never done any
celebrate that.
drugs.
You do give undercover cop vibes.
Oh my god.
Anyone doing the drugs? Is anyone planning some illegal activity this evening? Yes.
So guys, we're getting any MDMA. MCAT.
Guys, I'm feeling buzzed right now.
What was in that stuff?
If we weren't on a time limit, what we've just discovered is a bit we could do for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
This could go on for a long time. Anyway, the second question we have on the pod comes from Hollie, and the question this week is...
How do you think Ariel identifies sexually?
It's a great fucking question.
Ooh, okay. I actually think she's straight.
Okay, interesting.
How
I mean,
boring.
I think-
Well, she
you're
is
right,
really boring, isn't she?
Yeah.
Like, she sees one man and she's like, that's it. Like, that's the most
God.
heteronormative thing.
He is a beautiful man, though.
That was like me
He's
in
a-
2015. See you one man, yeah, this is the one.
This is it.
Well,
This
I
is
think
the
this is
one.
life.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think she's straight. She's got daddy issues.
Yeah, but Daddy Titan is a daddy.
Oh, here we go
Daddy
again.
Titan is Daddy Titan. mate.
Some big nips on that king.
big lips on that king. Sorry, I was not aware you'd seen my Tinder bio.
I really respect you saying that she's straight because I feel like when we ask that question, everyone wants to say, because of the podcast, that they're some kind of
Yeah, I think
queer.
everyone wants to say.
So I feel like it's a really like bad bitch move when you like.
I think most Disney princesses are straight.
I would say the
Yeah.
princesses other than Mulan, yes.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Mulan.
Other than her,
Mm,
they, that we don't want to see.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. Sleeping Beauty's got a bit of a vibe, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
When she finds out that he kissed her without consent while she was asleep,
Yeah.
fuming.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
enough to put you
No,
on.
straight women are used to that. There's no way that they would be like,
They-
oh, this is abnormal.
In fairness to the prince in that scenario, he didn't go to school at the time when they were showing the cup of tea video. Do you know the cup of tea video?
I
No
love it.
idea
Oh
what
my
you're
god,
talking
shut
about.
up.
This is how we were taught about consent at high school. It's
Wait,
that-
sorry, you had lessons on consent?
No.
No.
We had a 10-minute video. Sorry, look.
That's more than I had.
When I was at high school, we would have enrichment days, which was one day every half term instead of teaching PSHE or sex education, right? And one of them every year was like, right, we've got two things planned today. One is we're going to watch this video about a cup of tea, which is a metaphor for consent, and then we're going to put some condoms on various fruit. That's
Oh
it.
my God.
That's all we're going to do.
And that was called enrichment.
That was
day.
called enrichment day. It was, hey, I've used those skills. It was enriching.
Enrichment.
I know,
That's
enrichment
so
day.
weird.
I know, strange, right? Really weird. But yeah, this cup of tea video, have you not seen it? Like, it's
No.
super, like,
We'll show you it.
we'll show it later. But it is literally like, it's how they're like, they compare consent to a cup of tea. So they're like, you wouldn't give someone a cup of tea while they were asleep. You wouldn't give someone a cup of tea if they didn't want one. And I'm like, maybe just say don't rape people.
No,
Like,
no, do you know what? I think it is good. I do. Like, I think...
Yeah, what age were you showing it though?
Oh, I was like... I was probably in my 20s.
So this is
I wasn't shown it at school.
Well, so I was shown it at school, but we were shown it every year, pretty much on the same day, from the age of 16 onwards. And I went to the sixth form I went to was attached to my high school, so I was still being shown it at 19. And I'm like, at 19, we can probably drop the tea metaphor.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I feel like at that point,
No.
we probably need to stop being like, oh, isn't it fun and quirky to joke about not raping
No,
people?
no, no,
Like,
I
feel
know-
like at that point it needs to be dropped.
I know some men in their 30s that would still need that metaphor.
Yeah,
I think at that point they wouldn't get it. They wouldn't get that it's a metaphor. They'd be like, yeah, of course I won't make a cup of tea when they're asleep.
They're like, I fucking love tea.
But I would rape them.
I love tea.
I don't want tea, but I do want dick.
I didn't have sex education at school, which is wild. Yeah.
Did you go to a church school?
I went to a Catholic school.
Yeah, okay. Being delivered.
Yeah, explains a lot. No. But that explains a lot about who I am now, I think.
I taught at church school when I was a 10 teacher, but I will say it wasn't Catholic, it was a Church of England school, but I will say things have moved in a much better direction.
Yeah, no
I
sex
don't
education
think there's that
at all.
much different between Church of England school and normal, in inverted commas, primary school anymore.
Oh, okay.
They're both bad at teaching sex and relationship education.
Well, we had the puberty videos where they separated the boys and girls and showed us separate videos because apparently we can't know about each other's bodies.
No,
Obviously.
That's crazy. But no sex education at all. And my friend's mum at school was actually a sexual health nurse, and she offered to come in and do it free of charge, and they were like, no, we believe in teaching abstinence. And I'm like, well, that went well for the pregnant year 9, but
also that fucking hell. But also the kid of that nurse, if she came in and was like, I'm going to do this, that kid would be, bullied for the rest of his life.
Well, wait, the pregnant one?
I mean, no, I was talking about the one. Did you say like?
Sorry, I completely bully this pregnant child.
She was probably also getting some stick. Let's not be.
Well, actually, that was some tea because.
Here we go.
No, I still think about it now.
Ironically,
it was her mum's boyfriend that got her pregnant, which is vile, obviously, like horribly tragic. She was groomed, awful.
Oh my fucking god!
But at the time. Oh my god, the tea. The drama, everyone was like, it's like an episode of EastEnders.
Year 9 as well, that's when like everything's like drama and gossip is at its peak. Like,
everyone's getting fingered. That's like
everyone's getting fingered. Well, there was one moment in our school that this one girl had a threesome in someone's shed at a house party.
Oh my god, how did you hear that about me?
We actually did grow up quite close to each other.
We did. This is the thing, me and Alex probably have crossed paths because like we grew up like 4 miles away from each other.
Yeah,
wow.
And I can guarantee we have crossed paths.
You probably had rumours about each other in school.
Yeah. Nah.
The rumours about me were mostly true.
I was just quite boring and nerdy. The one rumour they had about me was true, which is that he's definitely not fucking straight. Like that was the one rumour they had on me. Yeah. That was what other rumours?
I had that as well. I got bullied horrendously for being bi though, because again, Catholic school, like they were like,
oh my god, yeah.
I remember being asked by someone like this, like, you gay, and I was trying to obviously make out that I was still trying to make out I was straight, and I did what anyone did, and instead of saying no, I'm straight, I went, I don't have to tell you, because that's the perfect way of dodging that question, isn't it? Fucking idiot.
Yeah, that worked well.
Yeah, it went really well.
So did they actively say to you like you shouldn't be having sex? Or
yeah,
was it
they taught abstinence. Right. In fact, I don't even think it was addressed. All I can remember from like sexual education was we did the puberty videos in primary school, and then in high school we had a biology lesson about like pregnancy, and that's literally it. Nothing about like protection because they didn't believe in it. Nothing about STIs or preventing them or anything like that. So yeah, and it's all like I still feel like I really missed out on a lot of good times.
Good times.
Because I was so naive. Like I didn't know what anything was, and when you're in school, you've got all these men trying to pressure you into things, and you don't know what's going on. You don't know what. But I had this like fear of sex for a really long time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, from COVID it was. I mean, most of my sex education came when I was at college, but I went to college when my college was based where my high school was. So they basically just put it off until you were, which is too late. Like they put it off till too late anyway. And even then, it was just like, okay, this is a lesson about STIs. We're going to show you some horrifying images.
Yeah.
And then it's time to go to maths, kids. Like it literally was like the sort of level.
Have you heard? I just remembered this. Have you heard of that? I think it might have been a TV show where, and I don't know if it actually happened, but these adults were going to go into schools, and I won't say it was high schools, but I'm not sure, fully naked, to show the children. Right, I'm so glad that your faces look
This
in
is, I've
horror.
never heard of this. This
Right.
sounds like an
Was
awful
it Channel
dream
4? It
once.
sounds like something Channel
So
4
I
would
can't remember if it actually
We're
came
moments
out
away from
or
talking
it was
about
talked
Virgin
about. I
Islands.
think
Yeah.
I can't remember if it actually came out or if it was just talked about, but yeah, they were literally, the thing was that they were going fully naked, and I actually had a massive argument in my family about this, because I was like, how is this acceptable? Like, who are these adults that are like, I want to show my naked body to a child?
Yeah, there's got to be a question about who's putting themselves forward for that. That feels
Precisely.
like a honey trap for paedophiles.
Right.
Where they're like, we've got this new job opportunity, you can go in naked into a school, and anyone who signs up should be immediately locked up. That's what it feels
I
like.
think DBS covers that.
Thank you. I'm so glad you agree. I'm so glad you agree.
There's no reason why, if they really thought that it was for educational purposes, have a picture.
Pictures.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They don't have to be
People.
living and breathing in front of you.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That is
because
wild.
It was just a teacher. Was
Unless
just
they
like,
want a live show an erection, and then you've got a whole other issue. That's a risk assessment that no one wants to do.
But also,
No.
where are they finding these people? Like, what job do they do to then be like, hey, do you want to come into this school naked?
That's
Uh,
crazy.
What jobs do you reckon they do?
Life drawing.
Yeah,
model.
life drawing.
Well, I want to say that they work with, like, in that area. Like, they work in some kind of sex
Oh,
education.
I thought you meant the geographical area. I was like,
No,
they
no.
cannot work in there. They cannot live in that geographical area. They're like, they can't just be like Barry from Asda. Something
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
about in year 8 maths.
Kids walks
Like-
past and be like, I've seen that man's willy mum.
Yeah, exactly.
Parents are saying okay to this as well. Like, because surely but also those kids can't consent. They're not at an age to
So,
consent
No.
to
I
that.
have never heard of this. So
I promise you, I'm gonna
It
find
is,
it.
no, it is ringing a bell. Like, when you said it, I was like, yeah, actually, that does ring a bell.
I'm
And
gonna
I
find
watch
it.
all the weird shit. Like, I love that. I love that shit. You mentioned Virgin Island. Oh my god, what a show.
it's
Yes.
Show.
fucking
I just started
amoral,
watching that.
though. It's like
It's crazy.
it's cra- why are they what they're having sex with the therapist. So the people who have created that bond of trust
Yep.
are then having sex with them for what I would imagine is money because they're being paid to do it.
Yeah.
This is both prostitution.
No, they are
And-
absolutely certain it's not. They say this is not sex work.
From
I
would
literally
have-
say that.
I would have more respect for them if they were like, yeah, this is sex work. Because sex
Absolutely.
work has a place. Like,
100%.
everyone, yeah.
My bigger issue with Virgin Island was they said like, oh, it's a group of virgins we're bringing onto the science to do this, and it was a group of virgins apart from one man who's clearly just a predator. Like, and
Yes,
we all
I know
know the
who you're
guy
talking
now,
about,
we
yeah.
won't name him for legal reasons, but that man from moment one was like, he was on the island.
I want to have sex.
Yeah, he was 3 minutes onto the island. Was like, I think I'm ready. Guys.
Yeah, he
And they're like, we're
was.
here for 6 weeks, and he was like, great, 6 weeks worth of sex.
Yeah,
Like,
I've never been happier for a man not to get laid. Like,
That
and
happened,
I,
didn't
there's
it?
been a lot of
'Cause
men
she-
that I
well,
haven't
the
slept with that.
therapist
have been
like
happier.
ended the session with him.
Yeah.
I've
she
not
did.
seen it, but she ended the session with
Yeah,
him.
because he
I
was like,
watched it all.
yeah, I'm ready to go the full way, and she was like, no, I'm not going to do that yet.
He said something
Oh,
like,
God.
he said something really jarring that was like, I think my confidence intimidates you. And then she was like,
Oh
no, we're
my
ending this session
God.
now.
Your confidence being on a show called Virgin Islands.
And yeah, that is a mental show.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was just within minutes it was weird, and then like there was one woman, bless her, and it's obviously intimidating. She got us on, but she was crying at everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So within
oh,
the
she
first
was
time, all they were
sweet.
doing was they were like, right, write a fantasy or something, and
Yeah.
she couldn't even do that. And then they like she couldn't do that. She struggled with that, which is absolutely fair enough. And she was in tears the whole time. And they knew she couldn't do that. And then 2 minutes later, they were like, right, okay, now we need to grab each other's arms, hold them over each other's heads, do this stuff. It was like she clearly
She
is not
needs
ready for this.
Yes.
She needs greater help than this. Fucking
I
island.
thought that.
Also, where is this island? I like to imagine it's just offshore of
I
Love
would-
Island.
Yeah.
It's
You
like,
can get a boat to
it's
Love
like,
Island.
it's like basically a training camp for Love Island.
Yeah, I was saying to my partner, I would definitely pretend to be a virgin to get a free holiday out of it.
I mean,
'Cause that
people
looked
are
like a
doing
nice
that.
place.
100%.
Yeah.
That's happening.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
also,
that-
with my lack of sex education, I could pass, I think.
Well, how are they checking?
Wow.
Exactly.
Like, it's
well,
literally, and also where are they getting them from? Like,
yeah.
How are
sign
they
up here.
checking?
Sign up here if you are a virgin. I just don't think they need to have sex with them. That's like they could
No.
do loads of sex education. They could even do the intimacy stuff, like hugging, touching,
I'm
talking
not sure there's a need for the show either. Like,
No,
some of these shows,
there isn't.
they're going to
There
get
is
watched.
for my entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to get watched and that's going to be brilliant.
Yeah.
But fundamentally, it is kind of like, it's like America did it first, where their reality shows were insane, where they were it was just bullying live, and then we got the X Factor, and we were like, let's take it to another fucking level, right? But like, do you remember the guy who got outed on X Factor as gay? Do you remember this guy? Danny Minogue outed him on the live shows, right? So in the tabloids all week, they'd been all week up to his performance, like it was like week 4 of the live shows or whatever. He now does the adverts for the postcode lottery. I can't remember his name, but that's how I know this guy. I love telly. No, so it's like this guy.
Oh my God.
This guy was like publicly outed. So all week, like the tabloids have been going, look, we think we've like seen him with Amanda, and someone else like leaked stories to him about like he's gay.
That's awful.
It was terrible, right? And then on the day of his live like performance, like week 4, he did this song, and it was like Love Song Week. And the pronouns used in it were like, he was talking about a woman, and he was going like, ha, she, da, da, da. He was talking about a woman, and the love song was for a woman. And then on the judges' comments, Danny Minogue's only comment was, but if you believe the tabloids, maybe there was no need for the gender change. And so she said that on live, and this was like peak X for like 20+ million people would have been watching it.
I thought she was an ally.
I know, and now she hosts I Kissed a Boy. I mean, fair play to her, she's gone full circle.
Yeah.
But that poor
She's
girl-
at Mighty Hoopla this weekend.
What's that?
What? Okay, first of all,
What-
taking your gay
what
card
did you-
away from you. What do you mean? The Mighty Hoopla.
I genuinely don't know what that is.
Oh my God. I'm actually like...
Oh God, have we got to end the podcast? Is this what happens now?
I think this
Like-
is you being cancelled.
Oh shit.
It's a festival in London, and it's basically a big gay party.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I really wanted to go this year, but my partner wouldn't go with me because we look very hetero, so he was like, no. And also, I only wanted to go because one of the Real Housewives is performing.
Amazing.
So, who's performing at Leeds Pride this year? I can't remember.
I have no
Thomas
idea.
told
The
us.
Cheeky Girls.
Where is the Cheeky Girls?
Is it?
There is,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to Google it right now. It's in a couple of weeks from recording, by the way.
We really need to get some people together to go.
Should we do a live recording of the podcast? No, I'm joking. Let's not
God.
go and do work from the... let me Google who's performing, because there's a band, and I can't remember who they are. Right, main stage. Oh, where are they? This would be really bad if it's just not someone... A tribute to Chapel Road. Liberty X! They've got Liberty X.
Oh
is
my
doing
God,
Leeds Pride. That's what
really?
it is. Liberty X is doing Leeds
That's
Pride.
actually
Okay.
so sick.
Oh my God,
And
that
Liberty
is.
X are headlining just after a Sabrina Carpenter tribute act and a Chapel Road tribute act.
Incredible.
Which
Wow.
is absolutely insane.
So should we talk about horror movies?
Oh yeah, that's what we're going to do. Oh shit, we got work to do. Yeah, so...
Are you guys horror fans?
Yes.
Okay, good. I thought I was going to come here
Trying
and...
to be more so.
Okay.
I'm trying. I like films. I like going to the cinema. I'm getting more and more into it. But like growing up, would never have been into them or anything. So only now have I started getting into them. So like over the last year, I've watched quite a lot. But I wouldn't say like any of like the classics.
Okay.
I'm the other way around.
Ones.
I used to be more into them when I was younger and more mentally unwell, and now I'm like,
Right,
more-
well, cheers for exposing me as much
Yeah,
as
yeah.
I'm still very much into
Lorna, you're on
it.
this podcast.
Yeah, it's very true. I'm still very much into them, but I think same. I grew up and had this like morbid curiosity and fascination with horror and I used to love the like sort of naughtiness of watching films that were like 15 or 18 when I was underage and being like, oh my God. And having older sisters that show you things that you're definitely too young to see. I feel like that was a rite of passage.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've rediscovered that part of myself now. All because when me and my partner first started dating, he said he didn't like horror. And I was like, that sounds like a challenge. A couple of years ago, he made me watch all the Saw films in order. They're shit.
Yeah, they are. Right, so I've seen those.
I think so. One.
1 to 3.
Yeah.
They're not the worst of like,
They
the
get
horror
progressively
genre.
worse as they go on, but then the
Yes.
new one is actually not too bad. It's
Okay.
actually, they've sort of saved it a little bit.
I quite like if I'm ever stressed or like just not in a great place, what I've started doing is I have like saved YouTube compilations of like my favourite things.
Is one of them Saw Deaths?
No, one of them is Final Destination Deaths.
Amazing.
Excellent.
Which is great. It's
Yes.
either Final Destination Deaths or Weirdest Things Found on Nothing to Declare. They're like my...
Oh my god, please send me that.
That honestly is the best compilation. Honestly, one woman's got like a lobster on ice in this like
Oh
in a
my
suitcase.
God.
It's amazing. It's so good.
Wow.
I only watch it every time no one was coming. And also there's that one guy on it where they go, they're chatting to him and he's making out like he doesn't understand, but he clearly understands what they're saying.
Yeah.
But when they go, you got any drugs? He's like, what? Cocaine. And he goes, cocaine? No cocaine. And of course they find cocaine.
I love that show.
It's
So
the best.
good.
It's
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah.
What's your favourite Final Destination death, do you think?
The gymnast when she like.
Oh, disgusting.
It's awful, but also there's so many layers to it. Like at every
It's
moment
crazy.
you're like, oh, it's gonna be she lands on the needle that's on the balance beam, and it's not. It's something completely different. All the one where he like accidentally sets himself on fire. I think there's a new Final Destination coming, and it's in the new in that act. They show one of the deaths in the trailer for that, and he like is in his garage and accidentally somehow sets himself on fire, and then like steps in a rope and the rope like spins him upside down, and it's absolutely mental.
Spoiler alert, he doesn't die.
What?
I've seen the film. It's fantastic. I'm
can't
not a big
believe-
Final Destination fan. I enjoy it for its campness and
Yeah.
like its silliness. And I was, but my partner's really into it, and also he makes me watch the death
cannot
compilation
believe.
videos. We went to go see the new film, and I was actually like, this is amazing. This is how you bring horror back to like the mainstream. Also, you can go see it in 4DX, which
That's not. What do they set you on fire? What do they do?
What's 4DX?
right. So
Is
it's
that
like
when the seats like
the
move and
seats
shit?
move with the film, and like there's
Holy
like
fuck.
The seats combust.
sprays. I think there's like sprays of water and like smoke effects and stuff.
Oh.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Like
that's
they burn flesh. Like, it's like wow, it's so real. There's just
the
like
full sensory experience.
Yeah, you take off the 3D goggles at the end. There's just a row of people they've used. Like, it's just a row of bodies. They're like, but it was fun though.
Yeah, they clearly
Yeah.
acted.
Yeah, great.
Why do they
actors.
smell like that?
I think the reason I'm not into horror as much, or wasn't as a kid, is because I had a traumatic experience at Madame Tussauds.
That's the gayest thing you've ever said.
Wow.
Madame Tussauds have a scare zone bit, right? Where people
Really?
jump out at you and shit. I remember getting lost in Madame Tussauds and I was like, that's the only way I can go. And I was with my sister and we were like, that's the only way you can go. And we were like, okay, cool, we'll just have to go through this way. And not only were like people jumping out, they didn't touch you or anything, but they're jumping at you and that's quite, that's scary anyway. But also the bit that really freaked me out was that there was a guy giving a safety briefing at the start, but
Incredible.
he was in character.
Oh,
So he
wow.
was in character as like a
Oh.
scary guy running the place, and he was like he just had it, and because there's a huge queue, he's just shouting the rules through a megaphone, which is over like the sound of like chainsaws and shit. So this is terrifying. And at one point he shouts, "You can't eat in here. Because if you eat, you scream, you choke, you die." And I was like, oh my god,
Wow.
like terrifying, right? And I think that's probably the reason I never got into horror films.
Well, this is the thing, right? I love horror films and everything around horror. I hate real life scare experiences like that. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's doing that?
2 seconds, I'm crying. Like,
Yeah.
I want to go home. I visited a friend in LA a few years ago, and I went to this like horror museum, and it was like loads of original props from horror films and stuff. I
Yeah.
don't think it was legit, actually. I paid $20 for nothing, but it was a good time. And I went round, and some of the props were animatronic and like jumped out on you. And I left this thing clinging onto this poor Mexican family. Absolutely shaking.
So good.
Yeah, it was terrifying. But I don't like anything like that. But I do love horror
yeah,
films because
makes
you're safe when you're watching a horror film. You know,
Yeah.
you're sat there and it helps me. Like, I suffer with anxiety, and I think it helps me displace it a little bit by watching something that's meant to scare me. But yeah, real stuff. No, fuck that.
I went to York Dungeon a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, is it going to be really scary? Because I'm the same. Like,
Yeah.
I would much prefer to be like, and especially like if someone touched me, oh my god, I would die. And I was like, is it going to be really scary? And she was like, no, it's more funny. It was not funny. It was not. But I was like really screaming and like
Yeah.
almost in tears, and other people weren't so much. But it was really scary.
I did a gig for the people who run the London Dungeons, right? It was a corporate gig. They were having like a party, end of year party, and they invited loads of comics to come along. They were like, we do some, you know, we perform for us. We were like, yeah, of course, as part of the fee, they were like, oh, we'll give you a free pass to our attraction, right? London Dungeon. And all the comics were like, that's amazing. We'll all go on the day. We'll go afterwards. Because we were like, we all sort of semi-knew each other. Or like, I didn't know, I only knew a couple of them, but it was like, it would be nice. We'd spend the day together, we'd go get lunch, we'd do that, then we'd go to the gig. It was going to be like a really nice day. But I was like, actually, fucking not. Am I going to London Dungeon? That's absolutely no. After this traumatic, I can't cope with Madame Two Swords. And that shit. These are real people. I'm not coping with that, right? So I was like, I'm not going to that. And then I specifically remember getting an email back from him because I just like politely declined. I was like, oh, I'm going to be really busy that day. And like, I said to the London Dungeon people, so I was like, so I'm going to politely decline the offer of a free ticket to London Dungeon. Thank you so much, I'll be really busy that day. And they went, oh, that's a shame. And then you don't have to come to London Dungeon. They went, we run lots of other attractions as well. So I was like, oh, okay. Suddenly, Mitch was back
I'm not busy anymore.
Now, what happened was, on the day of the gig, all the other comics went to the London Dungeon, and then we met for some lunch, then we went and did the gig. I went to the Shrek experience.
Incredible.
On my own.
Oh my god.
Went for lunch with the comics, did the gig, and I lied to them and said like, oh yeah, I was doing a TV radio interview this morning. Yeah, just couldn't get out of work. Awful. It's like so bad.
Oh.
It was just it's as cheap as that. One of my favorite, actually another one of my favorite YouTube videos, which I'm stressed, is I can't remember who it is. But these guys are like, it's one of these awful prank channels that I hate.
Yeah.
But this one is so good because they don't do like, it's not like jump scare pranks or anything awful. It's just making them look like an idiot, but in a nice way. So they did this one where they blindfolded this guy and went, we're going to take you somewhere and you're going to be dressed up to go. And they dressed him up in a 3-piece dinner suit and took him to the Shrek experience.
Oh.
So this guy just walked around the Shrek experience with all these kids around him. He's in a 3-piece suit.
You know what? I bet he
so
felt
good.
amazing. I bet he felt so good though.
Probably.
Yeah.
He probably had a great time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
everyone would have been saying...
That's
like,
such a pure
you look
prank.
great.
I love that.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. It was cute. It was wholesome. So I watched that regularly as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the real life shit, that's yeah, not
Too much.
Not good.
Not for me.
What's your favourite horror film?
One from I love Suspiria, which is a really old horror film, and I love it because there was a guy who I was friends with in Liverpool, and I was having a really bad mental health time, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to take you to the cinema for a surprise," and it was a screening of Suspiria. I'd never seen or heard of it before. It is one of the campest horrors ever. It is so unserious. It is so silly.
Okay, that's great.
And I had one of the most wonderful times, and I was like, that was one of the best things ever. It's one of my it's just ridiculous.
I like the ones now that are more sort of psychological.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
I saw Heretic when it came out last year.
Yes, love that
is
film.
Amazing. It's a great film. Oh my god, can we talk about your review of Nosferatu?
Oh my god, what?
Okay, so...
All right, someone's done their research, which is unexpected.
Lorna introduced me to Letterboxd, the app, right, which is that way you can rate and review films and stuff.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Right. So
It's
anyone
great.
can, and it stores them, and it is amazing because autistic, I fucking love a league table. So I can have a league table of my favourite films, right, which is amazing. So if anyone goes, what's your favourite film? I go categorically, three billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, number one.
Fantastic
The
film.
greatest film.
Oh.
It's incredible. It's a beautiful film, right? But what I didn't realise is that when you review films, you get a notification when your friends review them on there. I've only got 2 friends on there, Lorna and my friend Catherine, and who is a teacher I used to work with. And Catherine's ones are quite like, she takes it seriously, right? She reviews it seriously. And then I only have ever got one notification from Lorna, and it was her review of Nosferatu. Do you remember what it was?
Imagine getting fingered with those fingernails.
With those devilly fingernails. Have you seen Nosferatu?
No.
He's a creepy Dracula guy with about 8-inch fingers.
Listen, when I dated women, I never got a critics. It's just common fucking courtesy.
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah, look at that.
Absolutely nothing on them.
Nothing, yeah.
Common courtesy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that the whole time, because it's a very sexy horror film as well, Nosferatu.
It is in a weird way because sexy and Willem Dafoe don't go in the same sentence regularly.
No, I disagree.
Willem
of
Dafoe
my.
is so camp because he's so mad.
I actually love it. He's one of my weird crushes. My really weird. You know, he's got a massive dick. Did you know that?
Oh, how did you know that?
It's like Hollywood common knowledge, apparently, because he's in
Goblin
Lars
Green
von
Goblin. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Green Goblin it up. He's in Lars von Trier's film Nymphomaniac, which
Oh, okay. Yeah,
is no, he's is he? He's in Lars von Trier. He's in Antichrist, I think, and there's a nude scene in it. And when he was auditioning, he obviously had to get naked in front of Lars von Trier, the director, so he could see if he fit the type. Lars von Trier laughed hysterically when he got naked and said, "We can't show that. That's obscene."
Oh my god, that's amazing.
He had to get a penis double because Lars
fair
von
play.
Trier was like, "That's fucking ridiculous."
And yeah, no one's gonna take this seriously.
Like, how big are we talking?
I don't know.
I think
Reddit has not helped me in the way.
Wow.
think Willem Dafoe is our generation's Jeff Goldblum in terms of the pure insanity and
I love
just
him.
how meme-worthy he is. Like,
Oh, I absolutely love him. And he always does really fun films as well. Like, yes, he's done Nosferatu, but he also did the Yorgos, I can't say his name, the Greek director who did Poor Things and such. Like, he does
he's done a lot
of fun
of.
films.
People forget he's good as well because he's
The Green Goblin.
a meme. Like, that's right, because he's just a meme. But it's
He's
like,
a fantastic
like,
actor.
I did see an interview with Jeff Goldblum the other day where he did describe, with no irony, he said that Jurassic Park is the original horror film, which is obviously so wrong.
I don't know.
Come on.
I think it's on the cusp of being part of the horror. Like, it's that bit with is it raptors in the kitchen? That scarred me. That was terrifying.
But there was a scene, and I don't know when the last time you watched Jurassic Park was. I watched it pretty recently, and there was a scene that is so funny.
The toilet scene.
Because it's a random cutaway scene where like Richard Attenborough walks into a room, starts having a conversation, right? But before he walks in the room, the very start of the scene is just Jeff Goldblum chatting with some extra on Jurassic Park, and they're talking about how are we going to get the dinosaurs to, like, how are we going to repopulate? So they're talking about how they're going to get the dinosaurs to mate. And Jeff Goldblum's character is so creepy. He's so evidently wants to suggest having sex with the dinosaurs. Like, it is so, because he's like, but how are we going to get them to mate? He's like, well, what if we had sex with the dinosaur? Like, he's so creepy, and it's so evident that that's about to be exactly what he's about to say, and then Richard Attenborough walks in and like just takes the scene in a completely another direction. But
I've never noticed that.
So creepy and so Jeff Goldblum coded.
He is the original creep. Like, if
he's insane.
David Cronenberg's The Fly, disgusting film, like absolutely vile, but also so incredibly sexy up until the point where he becomes a fly. Like, I'm gonna take it, but like it's a really like erotic film, and Jeff Goldblum is the star of that. So yeah, I think he is sort of the original body horror freak.
And now he's just become like Jules Holland.
Yeah,
like, that's literally he's just the American Jules Holland, which is just not good at all. Oh. Jules, right, I can't believe we're on a timer, so I can't believe we're going to end the podcast with this story. But I have to tell you this story. Because we're talking about Jules Holland and living memes, and Jules Holland is the original. I've met Jules Holland. I don't know how that man functions, right? I don't know how he gets about in life at all. But my favourite thing is at New Year, every year, he does the New Year's Hootenanny.
Oh, yeah.
Right, for New Year's Eve. He does it on the telly and all that stuff. And so, like, in my family, that's just what we watch at New Year.
Yeah,
and we have done since the beginning of time, right? It's all we ever watch, right? Only 2 years ago, when my brother was 19, did he realise that throughout the show, Jules Holland shouts "Hootenanny," and then everyone shouts back "Hootenanny," right?
Right.
My brother, for 19 years of life, thought he was shouting "Who's the daddy?" Right? And the only way he worked out he wasn't shouting "Who's the daddy?" because there was 1 year where he shouted that in front of a pregnant Paloma Faith, which is, can you imagine?
Oh my god!
He just got in Paloma Faith's face.
Wow.
It's like, who's the daddy?
Oh my
God.
Awful.
Awful.
Awful
Really
film.
awful.
Good story,
Awful.
though.
It's a good story.
Great story.
I mean, hey, let's be honest, it's on the editing room floor. But that's, I have to wait to tell.
But what's everyone else's favourite horror film? Let's go.
Top of my letterbox is Heretic right now. Nosferatu is up there. I mean, I love the stupid ones, so I do. The Final Destination ones are funny because
Yeah,
they're
they are.
stupid. But in terms of most recent ones, Heretic is very good. Get Out
Oh,
Very
fantastic.
good. Obviously,
Yes.
very, very
Fantastic
good.
film.
Very,
Jordan
very,
Peele
very
is
good.
incredible.
Yeah, that is a very, very good film. I'm trying to think because the serious, like the silly ones, are so queer coded.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
can, and they're just so
I think
over the
all
top.
horror is queer coded. I mean, if you look at like Frankenstein, it's so queer coded. It's like there's people now who I don't know how
He's
people.
literally making another man for himself. Come on.
But people have taken it as like a trans analogy. Like you're using science to help you make a person, and it's like that's sort of a trans analogy, and like. You know, you can use sort of hormone treatment and surgery to make yourself become who you want to be. Like that's fantastic. But yeah, it's a weird thing, and I feel like there's a big crossover with queerness and horror because like I feel like with horror and queer community, they've always felt like the outcasts, and I think that is quite beautiful in a way that like there's a lot of recognition from that in the horror community that like. There's always the outcasts and the underdogs and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I love it. I really do love it.
That's a nice place to end.
Nice. That's,
Yeah.
Wow, Holly, desperate to go. That was beautiful. It's a Holly,
All right, thanks so much.
Oh, we're trying to end.
No, that is really nice. That is a really sweet way to end. It's better than Jules Holland. It's a really sweet place to end. Thank you for coming in, Lorna.
No, thank you for having me.
you.
It's been lovely.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for you at home for listening. Please follow us all on social media. That'd be great. Lorna co-runs a night with me in Leeds, a comedy night called Stand Up Comedy at Flamingos, which is at Flamingos Coffee House in Leeds, which is very exciting. I'm still very new, and that's all going on. We've got dates all throughout the year, so that's cool. You can still get tickets to see me at the Edinburgh Festival. Please do that. That would be ideal. That would be great. Anything you want to plug, Holly?
Yeah, I'm on a TV show called Sex After on BBC iPlayer.
I've been
Oh,
meaning
it's
to watch
so
that.
Feel free to watch
I
that.
can't wait.
Holly is very much the breakout star, as well as there's one other woman on there who is incredible. And I don't want to spoil it, but she's the most fabulous woman I've ever met in my fucking life. I'll love her.
Yeah, she is.
You still got a number? Because I'd
that's-
like to get in touch. I think she's incredible. Right. Thanks so much for listening. We will see you next time on the Queers On podcast. Bye.
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 This episode of the Queers On podcast was produced in association with Unmasked Neurodiversity Network, an incredible charity in Leeds aiming to provide unwavering support and guidance to individuals within the community. To donate or find out more, visit unmaskednn.co.uk.